Okay, so here are the latest entries in Miss Flowers' journal. So on May 31st, I planted those okra starts and the Blue Lake bean start. There were two okra starts and one Blue Lake bean start that I started myself. I bought the okra starts from Walmart, and that's going to be on the bottom level of my green stalk. Today, I am going to plant seeds, and I say direct, so that could very well mean into the ground. But for my purposes, I mean I'm sowing it into a cup for now, and I'm going to use this soil this specifically for starting seeds. And that will be, of course, my beans and okra that I showed you earlier. Actually, they're sitting right there, right there. And that basil plant that I have decided to put it in a larger container, not the green stalk, because I haven't yet started my top level for the green stalk. Because for now, I'm just going to work with two levels. Oh, and by the way, I got something in the mail. Ta-da! This is the base and wheels for my green stalk vertical planter. I did not order that at the same time because I was waiting on the sale to get the base and the wheels, but I'll show you what that looks like. I'm not gonna unbox it just yet, but you'll be there when I do. So this is what I'm gonna use to start those okra and green bean seeds. It's supposed to be better for when you're trying to start seeds. It's not as thick, as normal potting mix, but we shall see. All right, we at you on the patio, and I see some of my tomato leaves are turning brown, so I gotta pull those off. We're doing a once over kind of tour, checking everything out. I still see these two little babies here growing pretty well. I don't see anything else on that bush though. Ooh, this one is getting pretty big. These two are doing well. Oh, look, y'all. The beginnings of a little eggplant. And my pepper. Daddy is going to get this pepper. I promise you. Look at it. He gonna get that. That's going in some greens for sure. There's just one pepper on this one that I see. I think it's kind of the same. Now there are a couple of flowers. I don't know what to make of that Thai basil. Anyway, I ain't gonna worry about it because I'm gonna plant some sweet basil in a minute. Look at my little maybe all is not lost on these excuse me for shaking there. All is not lost on these marigolds, because remember they were looking like that. So maybe they are gonna come back. Child, I don't know what these little things are. I will pull them up. This ooh, sorry for doing that. This, cut that out. These chives still ain't showing their face yet. Let's see if I'm getting a little eggplant bud on this one. I don't see anything on this one yet. Collard greens coming along okay. Those two. Something is eating on this one, you see. See? And child, would y'all look at my doggone okra that I just planted the other day? Standing up nice and tall with that little bean sprout. Got a nerve, child, to try to be growing a couple of leaves. This is ultimately where the starts will go that I'm going to start today. Where are we here? Ooh, couple of things happening on this pepper bush. So I'm pretty happy with what's going on so far. These are over in no man's land because there may be no coming back for those. I realized I forgot to show y'all these other little starts. These are the radishes. Y'all remember me showing you those the other day? And
The kale again is not saying anything. We see these little deals coming up, but you know what? They dry up and go away, then they come back. Somebody said it's when they're over watered or get too much water, and we've been getting a lot of rain. These are the Swiss chard, and look, that little bean plant is really trying to do something. So I'm still gonna let him stay there for a little while. I think he's stunted in some kind of way, but anyway, I'm gonna move him later. Let's just watch it.
I honestly started to fast forward you guys through this process, but as I look back on it, I can hear the birds tweeting, and it's kind of relaxing just to watch somebody do something as simple as planting seeds. And if you look really carefully, you'll see my little doggy peeking out, trying to see what's going on. So if you want to fast forward because you're not interested in this, sound of nature and me planting, you can skip ahead to 1313. Mockingbird, like, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, we went ahead and updated the journal. As you can see earlier, I had just written down that I was planning to plant from seed the green beans and okra, which I did. So I went ahead and put little check marks by that. See. And I had to note my little color coding that I did with the gem clips that I figured out what I could use those for. So green represents green beans and yellow is going to represent okra. So when I get a chance to actually label them later, I'll know which one is which. So the basil, I'm just going to put that off for later. I'm going to put it in a larger container, but not in the green stock. I think I mentioned that earlier. When we were over at the patio garden, it looked like that basil was doing just fine where it was. So there's not an emergency to get that planted just yet. I'm not going to keep it that way, but and I know it's time, but I have a little bit more time and I'll maybe do that. You'll watch me do that later on in the video. So my notes here, I noted that I got a new bloom on my little Ichiban eggplant. I think you would have seen that in the video prior to this. The marigolds are trying to come back. Who knew? We'll see what they do. I'm going to plant some from seed anyway a little bit later. So I'm not throwing in, nothing goes to waste. We'll just see what everything does. Everything that I put in the green stock in the last video is doing very well. So hopefully these seeds that I planted today will go ahead and sprout up so that I can put them in the pockets, the remaining pockets of the green stalk. Remember, I used the seed starting mix for those, and I figured, I didn't want to just plant them directly in that regular potting mix. I know it probably does not make a difference. There are probably 900 seasoned gardeners that are laughing like hell at me and my worries. But, what can I say? I'm new to it. So now I will move on to other things. We'll come back in a few days and take a look at the sprouts to see how they have done.
Yeah, we pretty smart around here. We got Mr. Hootie Hoo watching over my little seeds.
This shovel belonged to my grandfather. So it has a lot of history to it. And I know you hear the coordinator in the background talking. YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Huh?
I could do that.
Do what?
I said I could do that.
Yeah, amateur.
Yeah.
What that for?
I'm documenting. I told you. That shit look dumb to you, don't it? I don't blame you, Daddy.
That's all I had to do one time, but God dang, do all the
Yes. Multiple times. Daddy thinks I should get a YouTube channel. Wouldn't that be fun?
What?
I was telling the camera, Daddy thinks I should get a YouTube channel. Since I'm going to be recording all this.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to whoever wants to watch this video one day. The children of the future.
I'm not
just fighting
The
against each other.
yeah, Daddy said he could see them fighting now to see this. Okay. Let's see if I can make some space. Usually what I do is, if I had a channel, I wouldn't tell nobody.
You wouldn't have to. It would be on down.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't tell anybody I knew.
They ain't got no flesh around it, dude.
Mm-mm. I gotta add some more soil.
So that
I know.
grow at the top.
I know. I gotta actually add a little more soil to it.
Something bigger than that. You might have to transplant it again.
I might, but let's see what it does. This is all experiment or folly, as I have said, and I think this thing is crooked. Let me see if I can straighten it up. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't pack the dirt.
Okay.
Pack the dirt, you can't get no water.
We will see. Look at it, little crooked self.
So let's talk about this kale, honey. Yeah, I'm thinking nothing's happening here. And I think the problem is with these round of seedlings here, I used regular potting mix when I should have used a seed mix. Would have been lighter, it would have held the water better. But I'm learning, as I said, there are real gardeners who are probably laughing at me now. And look at this. Look at the comparison between the way this bean sprout looked before and how it looks now. So let's take just a quick little final view at all of the little things that are fruiting in my garden. I'm just so proud of all of these things. You know, some of them have borne fruit and some of them are in the process, but I'm really proud of myself. This is kind of a overview of how all the containers look on the garden. And you can see the little hummingbird feeder there. Yeah. So, I just want to thank you guys for rocking with me today. And if you like what you see, join or subscribe or whatever words you're supposed to say. Definitely like and comment. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming around. Hope to see you back soon.